Hi guys, this is Peter. We're just behind the scenes here at the Sage household here in the UK, and just wanted to share a little video with you so you get a chance to see what I'm up to here and have a little entry into my world. I'm a little bit of a country boy, and when I bought this land many years ago and had this house built that I stay in when I'm in England, I really did it for a reason, and that is that I had two Jack Russell Terriers at the time. Those of you who know me know I'm a huge fan of the breed, and unfortunately those two dogs have since passed away. One lived to the ripe old age of 15 and went a few months ago, and so I've been waiting for the time where I was going to get a couple of others. And if you kind of have a look down, I'd like to introduce you to Archie and Bella, who are 9 weeks old and absolutely adorable. And these are my two new pups. So the circle of life continues. And again, I had the house built on the land which I have here as well, mainly so that the dogs would have freedom to be able to play and run around. So they've got a great life to look forward to. Very happy with that. One of the rooms I wanted to show people was really the meditation room. And people say, do you have a meditation room in the house? I'm like, well, absolutely. Yeah, and we come through, and again, everything's been sort of puppyified at the moment. But come through the kitchen, you'll notice that. Open the puppy gate, and in this room, this is where I spend a lot of my time. So when I come here in the morning, you'll notice there's a few things. I've put a mural on the back wall here. This is where I sit and spend my time. I've got a Zen seat there which I use. These are pictures of people who I connect to vibrationally, people that are calibrated at a high level, everybody from obviously Dr. David Hawkins, if you're familiar with his work, Jesus, Buddha, Maharishi Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. And again, I'll make the point, as I'm sure many of you have heard me say, I'm not religious in any way. I don't subscribe to organized religion. I don't think there's any prophet or teacher who has been used as the figurehead of a religion actually quoted it anywhere as saying that you should follow a book. So, but the essence of their work is obviously what matters most. And for me, coming in here in the morning, I connect to the essence of what matters most, which is what I believe to be the true underlying fabric of the message and meaning of life. And clearing my mind, you'll see little messages all over the place. Presence is power, and a restless mind is easily swayed. Again, more people here, the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, some of my favorite quotes from them. You'll see my journal here, and this is my private conversation with myself. Nobody looks in there. The books that I'm reading at the moment, along with other books on the bookshelf that you can see that impacted or influenced me. And over here, what you'll find is something very unique. This is a crystal bed for those that are familiar, John of God in Brazil. John of God is probably or arguably one of the world's greatest living healers and mediums, and with 20,000 people a week sometimes going through his casa over in Brazil. And he channeled through a method of healing called, which he created a crystal bed for, and it balances the energy and the chakras. So I use this on a regular basis, and it really helps me. I also have a rebounder here. And when I come here in the morning, one of the first things that I do is that I get on my rebounder. I have my incantations, I have my mission statements, I have my identity statements, and that is something that I then balance through my rebounding, my lymph, and I'll probably then read and then sit and meditate. And one of my favorite quotes, which you'll see on the front of the meditation focal point here, is that to a mind that is still, the entire universe surrenders. And I find that to be a great reminder for me for many reasons. We get so caught up in the day-to-day of life that a lot of the time we forget just to take time out for ourselves so that we can actually give more of who we are back to the world. Okay, so people want to see what the nerve center is like a lot of the time. And again, for the puppy setup here for stopping them getting up the stairs. But this is my office, my home office here, which if I know we were going to do a video, I'd probably tidy it up. But this is where I sit. This is the nerve center. This is where everything sort of happens. And people talk about getting out of goop. And you've heard me talk about the good opinion of others. These images recycle every half an hour, and the one that I've got up at the moment sort of sums up the goop. Everybody just wants to be liked and accepted, except for Tim. Tim doesn't give a shit. And I kind of like that with a bit of tongue-in-cheek humour, because it's the epitome of getting out of the good opinion of others. Doesn't mean to say you don't care, but it does mean to say that you're not driven and adapting your behaviour based upon the insecurities of other people's projections. Anyway, so here we are. Here's my office, and this is where I do a lot of my coaching on the one-on-one or the Elite Mentorship Forum. And really, this is it. This is my UK sort of base. I look out of my paddock over there with the horses, as you can see. And yeah, it's a great place to compose oneself and really hope to channel through some good to the rest of the world. Okay, so let me take you into where all the filming is done, into the garage. Now, some people have a car in the garage, but I don't have any cars here in England at the moment. Unfortunately, my passion for sports cars doesn't really lend itself too well to the speed cameras in England. This doubles up as two things, both my studio, as you can see, and also a gym where I train if I'm training at home. This is where I'll come in the morning, peel the screens back. I've got different colours of the screens, and there's a big LCD TV there where I'll put on some of the Beachbody stuff or Insanity and go to it. Or I'll go to the gym down the road, either or. But this is where the magic happens, as it were. And really not much to say. What I was going to show you, and one of the guys helping me out suggested we have a little bit of a look in the box, because this is something which I know a lot of people tend to talk to me about, which is watches. Now, for guys, we tend to have two things we focus on as our little toys. We have cars, and yeah, I've certainly had some nice cars over the years. I just recently sold my McLaren, and I can certainly recommend anybody looking at a supercar these days, the McLaren is an outstanding piece of kit. I've been a Ferrari guy for many years, but the McLaren is my new favourite. And watches, we tend to like watches. Now, ladies, I know that there's no prizes for guessing what you love. It's on your feet. It's all you think about, and I'm being joking here. Well, actually, that and chocolate. Chocolate and shoes tend to be more the girls' topics. But for the guys, we like watches. Girls don't get the watch thing for a majority of them. We don't get the shoe thing. But you know, that's just the nature of the masculine and the feminine. So I tend to have different watches, and there's not a lot totally special about these. I mean, I'm a watch connoisseur, so I do like to have some. These are some of my collection here in England. You'll see that I'm a Hublot fan. I do like Hublot. We have the Big Bang here, which is a great one. It's also the same watch that Brian Rose at London Real Watch has as well. So we've both got good taste there, Brian. This Hublot is a rose gold Hublot, and that was actually a present, a very expensive present from my absolute darling fiance. She knows that I like watches. We also have a black Hublot here, a Rolex. I bought the Rolex because at the time I thought everybody had to have a Rolex, and I don't wear it very often, but I kind of transcended that little that game at that time, and it wasn't really something that I then bought into for buying things because I think you have to have them. I buy things because I want them. And it's like a scene in a movie I watched once where a woman was talking about buying paintings, and she turned around to her friend and she said, you know, never buy a piece of art unless you absolutely have to have it. And I think that's really a great metaphor to go with. It's a great guideline. You know, if you see something and it really captures you beyond making sense on the balance sheet or ticking the boxes, then that's what really you want to be listening to when it speaks. Now, we have the same about relationships. Oh, well, you know, I really should marry this person because they tick all of these boxes. I mean, we all know, know where that leads, don't we? So yeah, that was the Rolex. Ulysses Nardin, I do like that. I tend to wear blue. Blue's my favourite colour, and so that's actually the wrong way around. But yeah, that's a beautiful watch, self-wind. I'm a big believer on the self-wind mechanisms, although that means that a lot of the watches here that are self-wound actually stop. So yeah, I could go and get a sort of self-wind box, as it were, but I'm not doing that. That was a watch that I bought in duty-free in Dubai because I was rushing to a business meeting in India and I'd forgotten I actually had a watch. I didn't have a watch on. I'd ran out of the house, so I bought that one. And this watch, this is quite a special watch. I like this watch. This is from Frontier in Amsterdam. And this was actually a gift. It was a special gift for a speaking engagement. I was talking to a large group of entrepreneurs at the Krasnopolski Hotel in Amsterdam. I was sharing the stage with some incredible people. Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General, Mohammed Yunus, the Nobel Prize winner for the creation of microfinance and trying to end poverty. And as a thank you for the talk that I gave, I was awarded this watch. And what's more special to me about this watch is that it's actually engraved with the longitude and latitude of where I was standing on stage. It was a very thoughtful gift, one of the nicest I've had as a speaker. But surprisingly, out of all of the watches I have here in this collection, the one that I wear the most happens to be this one. And this is a hugely expensive, about $30, Casio, and it's solar powered, and it actually has the world time in different countries because I travel so much. It's currently in Madrid right now, so if I wanted to change it to Madrid time, I just press these two buttons and off it goes. And so it's a lot easier for me once I'm getting on airplanes and everything. And it's also waterproof, tough-proof, and all that kind of stuff. So as I do a lot of fitness and everything, this, out of all the watches I wear, tends to be the one I wear the most, surprisingly enough. So that's it. That's my little UK, at the moment, watch collection I have here. But I just wanted to give you a little tour behind the scenes so you could see making it real and what I do, and hopefully come from a place of wanting to add as much value to you as I can, and what comes out of this studio that can appear in your home through the magic of YouTube, and really get you a little bit closer to where I was here today. Hope you enjoyed it.